Yeah, excellent. Okay. Yeah, the camera's doing its really bright thing. Right, just check the audio because I had issues last time. I don't wanna. Yeah. Okay. So it seems to be going right. Okay. First of all, let's do the usual preamble blurb. Get that out of the way. For anybody who is new to the channel, I'll do this fine. Okay, good. I was over that. Right. I've lost track of what I was saying. Yes. For anybody who is new to the channel, this is our weekly BYOC chat along reaction, whatever you want to call it. I call it BYOC because it stands for Bring Your Own Copy. It's one of the few ways that we can get around the whole watch party thing being changed without screwing up anybody's, or specifically mine, demonetization and having my channel striked. So because of that, there will be no audio or video shown from what we're going to be watching tonight. There is, you can see below me, again, always get this one because the camera keeps moving, the sync timer. Essentially, that, there we go, yep, that is for like, when I start the episode, I'll start that. So that way everyone's on the same sort of section, maybe within a second or so's difference. Then when the episode's over, or I need to pause it, I can just do that, reset it, and we can start again. That's basically it. Everything is, obviously, this week has been a bit quiet for me in terms of streaming because for about 3 and a bit days, I had bad heat exhaustion and nausea. It wasn't too bad on Tuesday, but I had to go out on Tuesday, and I think that made it worse. Because whilst I was out, I was absolutely fine. As soon as I got home, and this was like a sort of, I was out for about 2 or 3 hours. But yeah, as soon as I got home, I was just like, oh no. Yeah. Yeah, it was just one of those things. It couldn't have happened. And then the day after was I was still feeling rough because I hadn't, it was like really, really warm here in the UK as well. With something like in the, specifically where I am in London as well. It was something like 30, 31, which doesn't sound that bad, but I have issues with heat tolerance. I had that since I was a little baby, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the reasons why some of my bodily functions don't function properly, or at least not as efficiently as they should do. And then on Thursday, I was feeling okay, but honestly, it just didn't feel like right to just like be playing like Elder Scrolls just for like 1 day and then having to go for a gap again. But this, I've been looking forward to this, so I know a couple of people have as well because it's a pretty good show. So yeah, we are watching Fallout, the TV. Well, I keep calling it the TV show, and I will keep calling that. But even though it's never actually been on TV, it's more of a streaming show, and it is based on, for anybody who's not familiar with the show, is based in the same universe as the Fallout games, and I discussed this last week, and I'll go for it again, but there's always an issue when you try and transform games into a different medium. Now, this is not saying it can't be done, you have to do it right. But the vast majority of the time, films, shows, if they get converted from games, they're just, they're not bad, they just don't seem to match up to the same vibe and the same feel that you get from playing the games, which is kind of understandable because one's an interactive medium, the other's more of a passive one. So getting that vibe, getting the way just the whole thing feels, even if it's just like, like little Easter eggs and stuff like that in the background, is surprisingly difficult. But over the last few years, there's been a definite sort of change in the way you now this could be because it's a different generation of people making these shows, like like The Last of Us, for example. I can't play The Last of Us because it has one of my number one fears in it, but I have heard that for the most part, the what do you call it, the translation from game to show worked pretty well. Again, not perfect, but it did it okay, because obviously there's something that just cannot be translated from one to another. Now, the reason why I bring that up is now this might be something that I've noticed, but anybody who's played the Fallout games, specifically 3 and 4, will notice these little bits here and there. Like there wasn't a moment in I think it was episode 2, I think it was last week, where one of the characters does something with a gun, does a shoot, and it follows the bullet to the target, who then basically evaporates. Now, if you've never played the games before, you would look at that and just be like, oh, that was a cool shot, done for dramatic effect. But if you've ever played the games, you will know that that is the effect that happens when you do a critical hit in basically their VATS mode, which is like their targeting mode. Like, it's where like they have got like, I'm going to go for the arm, or I'm going to go for the leg, or I'm going to go for the unmentionables, and things like that. Now, again, if you've not seen it, it's look cool, but there's just little bits and pieces like that. My favourite part of it was pretty much like in the first minute after the intro had happened, when you meet one of the main characters, Lucy, and she starts reading off her character sheet, which you get in the game. Now, again, if you're watching it, it looks like, she's just doing an interview, basically. But the way it's presented, anybody who's been playing in those games will go, she is detailing all the skills that she has picked up and decided on in character creation. She's basically reading out her character sheet. And it was just so well done that it's like, honestly, I mean, apart from the opening sequence where they showed the nukes, I mean, that was extraordinarily well done. But as soon as they did that with Lucy's character, I knew that they had got the details right. The game was starting to feel... the show was starting to feel like the game. Like, she's going through all the views, it's kind of all the little touches, like the dramatic music when she goes through the vault door for the first time and you can't see. Again, everything has been done right. Now, the games themselves, this isn't actually based on any of the games in itself, but it is set in the same universe. And from what I've been reading, and I did a little bit of checking last week, and I'll make it my numbers slightly wrong, but I believe this is set just about 5 to 6 years, maybe more. It's definitely in single digits. It may even be 9 years after the end of Fallout 4. Now, all the games are obviously all set in the same universe, but there was like a progression. I think the only exception to it was, I think, Fallout 76, the game, which is like their sort of, online survival MMO type game. And that, I think, was set beforehand. But considering how the lore of the universe works, they have got potential for multiple more shows or episodes or seasons to go. And I'm going to be very, very careful what I say, because I don't want to spoil things for anybody who hasn't seen it. Seriously, it has been, for somebody who is a mild Fallout fan, I appreciate the fact that it really does, like I say, capture the vibe of the game. Now, slight word of warning. I said this last week, and I will say it again, and I'll say it again next couple of weeks as well, is because it is based on the game, there is some scenes in this which are unpleasant from a visual point of view. Now, they're not done in a very gratuitous way, but there's definitely a few scenes coming up, and for the rest of the rest of the season, which are, but they work perfectly well within the nature of the game. And fair play to them. That's what the game's like, it doesn't mess around. I mean, it's not overly detailed, but there was definitely a couple of scenes that were just like, oh, by the way, this has happened, and then it shows you very, very briefly, and then it cuts away to something else, and you're just going, oh, that's, sort of thing. And as such, each of these episodes is rated a 15. And this is using the UK rating system, obviously, because I'm in the UK. And there's definitely a few scenes which, for me, I would say a high 15. Like, I think because they don't really sort of dwell on it, and it's done in almost a cartoony light-hearted kind of way. Even when somebody has a very nasty wound happen to a part of their body, they don't dwell on it. They just like show and go, oh yeah, this. Yeah, very, very nasty. Again, I only mention it because there are, and I will say this now, there are a few scenes going to be coming up which are very much on the same sort of par with that. But not in a gratuitous way, it's just the nature of the universe itself. It's a post-apocalyptic world, so they're not going to care about things that happen. It's very unpleasant sometimes, but it's also done quite well. Right, okay, so that's enough of me rambling. Now the 2 episodes tonight are, first episode is called The Head. You may now giggle immaturely, I did. And the second episode, episode 4, is called The Ghouls. The first episode, The Head, is 57 minutes. The Ghouls is 49 minutes. So it's a smidgen under 2 hours, including my waffle. I appreciate the fact as well that there's very little filler in these episodes. Like when a couple of the characters meet, you think, oh god, it's going to be about 3 or 4 episodes before they even frigging meet up. It's like, nope, they meet in episode 2, and it's like, okay, episode 1 introduces the characters. Episode 2, they all meet up, and because there's very little like fluff or filler in these, it does mean that the episodes do have a slight variable duration. And frankly, I freaking love that they do that. It's like they're not sort of think, okay, we've got like an hour worth, but we've only done for 49 minutes. Let's put a couple of scenes in here that are completely useless and don't do anything. It's like, no. They don't mess about with that. No. They do not mess around with that at all. Right, okay, so again, if anybody doesn't know, what I generally do is I will queue up an episode on my end, get everything ready, and then I'll do a 5-second lead-in, countdown, whatever you want to call it. I will start the counter, I will start the episode, and that's basically how we do it. Right, I'm going to have a very quick drink. I've got my cranberry juice on standby. So yeah, there might be like a second or two variation, but essentially we are good to go. Now this is also one of the sort of ones where you may want to put on the subtitles, but you don't necessarily have to like fully visit. It's just some of the stuff that happens, or when there's a lot of busy scenes, it might be confusing who what's going on. You don't necessarily need to do it. I do it sometimes I don't, depends what sort of mood I'm in, but this is not like some of the older stuff where the audio is always drowned out by stuff that's going on in the background. But anyway, okay, like I say, I'm waffling. Right, so here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And then when episode 2 comes up, oh, violence, foul language. We're not skipping the recap. We do not skip the recaps on this. Yeah, I see that opening bit, pregnant lady, thingy in the eye. Dude, if you'd only kept quiet. But seriously, I love the design of how they handle the power suits. And again, something else I very much appreciate. You look at Lucy. She's only been out the vault like a couple of days from her point of view. She's already, her hair's starting to get messy. She's not going to be like perfect makeup on, which is something that really bugs me when I watch post-apocalyptic based films. Is when you've got characters who've got like everything's perfect about them, their hair's always like, no. Now, what if they actually showed them like they found some makeup and they made themselves look all jazzy? Fine, I'm here. I freaking love the cast in this as well. Like, seriously, the way that you have like the 3 mains who you've got should we say, good, neutral, and evil. Dude's like, I was expecting to be shot. So, so if I remember correctly, like this pre-war sequence is set in, I think it's like 2070 or something. So it's like retro futuristic. You know, we went down the path of microelectronics. They developed and perfected fusion systems. Yeah, and there's a big thing about communism. So it's like think that sort of vibes and stuff from the 50s never really stopped. Yeah. Although there's, although somebody has pointed out that there is actually some good aspects to this thing. Is not only do they have fusion technology, but racism it doesn't really. I mean, yeah, it's still got a bit of sexism, but the whole racism stuff that especially like in America, kicked off, never really happened to the same level. It was replaced with things like political ideology, and hating communism. That became their focus rather than it's like look, because like there is because if you think about it, if this was set in the 1950s and a big TV star was married to a woman who was has dark skin and had a child, that would be the biggest scandal of ever. And hang on, their society is not perfect. People still can be assholes and can be racist, but it's just not to the same level. Like, like that would have been like what they just did would have been a huge, huge scandal, and like the sort of Indian dude who was directing it, yeah, that never would have happened. So yeah, like I say, this is definitely one of those shows where you don't need to have played the games, but if you do, there is so many little Easter eggs and things in the background that just make you go sort of thing. Which is, and I think that's one of the things that some of the I was talking about how they, ugh, um, there's an issue sometimes where translate from one medium to another because they try and put everything in, and they try and make it so like, oh look, here's this thing, you remember that? And they make it really sort of obvious rather than just being like a thing in the background. So people just be, oh, that's cool. But the fans will be like, oh my god, here's Robco. They runs him out, or calling the dog meat and things like that. See them seriously. I'm glad that they have. I think they're in the final stages of making season two, or at least in the yeah, all the other stuff. And there is They haven't confirmed yet because obviously they can't yet right now, but there is a very good chance there will be a season 3. But obviously they cannot confirm nor deny either way because it's too early. But the odds are looking good. Especially when you have like a kick-ass first season. And I like also about how like when certain characters come up, they have their own sort of music cues. And again, it's just the little touches that take it from a good to a great. Like it says, the characters are believable. Like Lucy here, for example, she's pretty naive. I mean, she's not innocent, but she doesn't know what the real world looks like and works like. You've got the ghoul who's been there from day one, and then you've got Maximus who is pretty much just got handed a incredible bit of technology and is going all a little bit with it. And honestly, I think if I was in his position, I would be doing pretty much what he's doing. Including his mistakes with the, shall we say, chicken lover. Yep. I mean, she's literally only been out of the vault for like a couple of days. She's seen loads of people she knows and loves get slaughtered. There's been lots of other bits and pieces. But I think she's smart. I mean, she's just not that knowledgeable about the world. But she's not stupid. She's got survival skills. And I think that's one of the reasons why they were showing like her character sheet at the beginning. Is to show that, yeah, she's got those skills. She just never really practically used them. And definitely thinks that, like the cops in Demolition Man, the Sylvester Stallone film, when they act in a certain way, they've got good intentions, but their methods just don't really work because that's just not how it works. That's what she's like. She's optimistic. She's trying to do a good thing, but and again, I freaking love how they have done the designs of the suits. Look at that. That's a practical suit there. That's not CGI. Sandra Bullock, there you go. Thank you. Yes. Oh dear. So if you haven't watched the previous episodes, Knight Titus was basically his boss, his direct supervisor, who owned the suit before him. Well, sorry, not owned the suit because the Brotherhood owns the suit. Yes, I know. Yeah, yes, they do have plenty of squires. Yeah, okay, now that bit I bet was probably CGI, but the actual close-ups of the suit, yeah. God, this does again. This city gets that real sort of Diamond City vibes from Fallout 4, but I suppose that's the point, really. It's a junk city. Well, town, I should say, not rather than a city. Yeah, caps are like their currency, and the caps come from the Nuka-Cola bottles. For some reason, that became the currency. So, what was it in episode 1? We see like one of the vault dwellers basically drinking from a vending machine which has got like hundreds and hundreds of bottles in it. Oh no! Oh no! We buy teeth. Like, yeah. There's very little goodwill in the wastelands. If you can get 5 caps for doing something, why not? You don't do it for free. Oh dear. Yeah, because that suit of armor would be worth a lot. Even if it can't be used, its components would be. But if it's fully functional with a fusion core, now, as was shown in episode 1, Maximus can take a beating. He is a lot tougher than he looks. He can't really fight, but he can take it. I have to say, this is why I like all the different characters on it, because they are believable. I mean, yes, it's a sci-fi universe, but they're still... Yep, see what I mean? Dude can take a beating, but he gets back up again. It's gonna be sore, but... It's like... Now things are going to change. Just a little bit. Yes, he's going to use that as a... well, you'll see what he uses it for. Ah, but Johnny Cash can't go wrong. Oh no. Yeah, I warned you there were some unpleasant scenes coming up. Yeah. Again, well done to the FX and makeup crew. That looks disgusting. Well done to them. Here come the Brotherhood, sending reinforcements. Those vertibirds are great. Oh yes, and that That was one of the scrote bags who basically beat him up in episode 1. And that was close. Again, I cannot get over how good those suits are, like production wise. Yeah, yeah, that's the hand that's got chutney over it. Yeah, he's letting the power get to his head. I mean, you're in a basically. Yeah, like I say, God, that armor's so freaking good. Because obviously I mentioned it before. Oh dear. But if they are in the process of making a 40k show, um, and if they can make it to this level of detail, believability, yeah, there's going to be some fan service stuff in it. That's perfectly fine. But showing those, excuse me, showing those suits shows very much how they could make, the Astartes armor. So yeah, I am cautiously, excuse me, hiccups, cautiously optimistic. It's like the Pit Boys as well. Hollywood Boulevard. There you go. So yeah, they are. So this would be what, downtown Los Angeles, Hollywood area. I know Los Angeles is a big place. It's like London. You've got, the main bit that everyone thinks of, and then there's the outer areas. And everyone always thinks of like, the city of London when it's like, that's that same sort of logic. Oh, look at it! You're so cute. Ah, you are quite a cute little dear, aren't you? Look at you. Ah, she's made a friend. Ah, a Disney princess. Oh no. Oh no. That does not sound good. And again, something else I appreciate is you can see her character development from episode 1 all the way up to the last thing. Like, ooh, that's that's a problem. And it's in the water. And there's a pretty good chance that water's highly irradiated. Yep, her Geiger count. Yep. Her thing's going up. Yep, there we go. Every time you hear that music, I'll go. Ow. the makeup on the ghouls' faces and great. Ew, that's got to be stingy. Gulper. That's what that thing was. A gulper. There you go, Vault 33. I bet. Yeah, because that was literally the job he's probably had all his life. Working life. I'm not sure how it works, but generally in the vaults, if you're given a job, that's your job for the rest of your life. Three vaults, stronger together. This has been nice. Well, yeah, because the thing is, this dude is like really freaking like smart, and he's bored. Basically, the jobs that he does. He, yeah, this dude. Let's say this. He may not have the physical attribute. I say he doesn't have the physical attributes, but mentally, and this is not saying that Lucy is an unintelligent character because she's pretty smart in her own way. But yeah, he's put a lot of his stats into his intellect. Let's just put it like that. they're, they're feeding their prisoners. I mean, they're not letting them out of that room. Yeah, that guy is actually sounds like the sort of person that is generally you don't want to. What's the one I'm looking for? Antagonize? Oh, oh, there goes his there goes his hip. And I say, he's letting the power get to his head. But again, who can kind of blame him considering the. Suits. Mm, like they look and they feel heavy, which is how they should be. Well, Max is like, yes. Well done, you passed the test. Oh, this is. Oh. Ugh. I mean, very little faffing around. Um, I'm pretty sure you should have had a head. Like, yeah, that matches. No, no, it was Lucy with a nifty little chainsword. I mean, I bet that suit doesn't have aircon though. Got to be sweating in that, both for the actor and the character. Oh, lovely. And she's now just got a massive dose of radiation. Because yeah, you know that water's not clean. Ah, like, I don't mean it's dirty water, but I'm talking about radiation and stuff like that. See, radiation. So if I remember right, it's like, this is set like about 300 years or something after the bombs fell. Ew. For the gulper. Because she's thrashing around in the water. Gonna get the gulper's attention. Oh, yeah, that's a. She can hold her breath for quite a while, which is impressive. Oh, that is unpleasant. That is very unpleasant. And you know that stinks. That, oh dear. Hmm. God, that thing with his nose is so unpleasant to look at, but done so well. That is so true. Whenever you try to do the main quest, a side quest pops up. See, that's what I was talking about. Just like little things like that. Like if you never played Fallout or any sort of major RPG, you'll just think, "Oh, that's you know, we had a bit of wisdom." But but if you've played any various games, you will know that that is so true. Oh, there you go. That's how it stays hydrated. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a fly farm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hmm. That's it. So it became a bully to stop the bullying on him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't realise how accurate that is, pal. Yeah, 200 years doesn't change much, does it? Nope. I think that's also what's it. There's one of the sort of common phrases that is said in the Fallout universe is that war, war never changes, and humans have got pretty good at war. So this is yeah, was it what's the phrase? The more things change, the more they stay the same. It's like even these two, they're complete freaking douchebag, but and absolutely ridiculous characters, but they're brilliant. And once again, I point out that the lady sitting on the chair there is who played Blind Al in the Deadpool movies. So, and he showed me his butthole. They really are such a dweebs. I'm sure I have seen him in stuff before. I think, like, that character there, freaking badass. Pregnant, in the eye. Yeah, it sounds very corporate and, what do you call it? Yeah. Norm's not stupid. Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, she's like, kindred spirit. Oh, oh, he is good. He is good. Like, like, I think he's realised that he can manipulate them slightly. Or he still said it. That's the thing. Yeah, he's planted that. Like, he knows enough. That it's like not to push it, but at the same time, yeah. That's one of the reasons why I freaking love that character because he is like he knows his weaknesses, but he also knows his strengths. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah. And by saying it like that way in that sort of meeting, anybody who would be potentially on his side, like the lady there, has sort of approached him being like, yeah, kind of agree with what you said there, Norm. Even in the water, you can still hear the. Yeah, yeah, that's the gulper. Oh, that is such a cool scene. Shazbot. And it's just the way they mix, you know, like light-hearted, silly music with this. It's such a great, what's the word, juxtaposition, but it fits. Oh, oh, it's like fingers. Oh, God. I mean, I know it. Oh, it literally just yucked its guts up. Oh dear. What? Why do I get the feeling as well watching this is that even in nasty scenes like this, that the actors are just frigging enjoying themselves. Like it's like, okay, so Thaddeus, you're in this scene. You're going to be eaten by a gulper, and it's then going to vomit you right back up afterwards. Sweet. Ew. No doggo. No, no, eat. No, 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 nomming on head, please. Like, like, I mean, granted, I mean, I'm not entirely sure I would like to win, like walking through that desert or anything, but damn. God, there's like seeing those skeletons left over. Because you obviously know when the bombs dropped, there would have been people who would have been far enough away not to have been vaporized, not in the vaults or in any kind of protection, just would have, well, you can see what's going on. Yeah, he's been a dick deliberately. Seeing how like she's looking more sort of, she's looking like somebody who's actually spent time in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Like her makeup's going, her lips are drying out, her hair's getting messed up. It's just actually so refreshing to see that. Like again, this show feels. I mean, yeah, it's a sci-fi show, but it feels believable. Oh, and I have had to look into the whole Fallout crowd control thing. It actually looks like it's pretty easy to set up. I've just got to do it. So there's basically the crowd control things allows people who are watching the show to influence things that's happening in it. The downside is, if I wanted to set the values and things like that, I have to get the premium subscription, which is honestly pretty fair because you get a lot of stuff in the free side. But it's like if you want to tweak the numbers, then you pay for the higher rates. But that's fine. I don't have a problem with the free one. But that's something for the potential future. You don't shoot him. Why you don't shoot him? It's Vault Boy. Vortex mascot, I suppose you'll call it. Oh, look. He's wearing a vault suit. Vortex. Yeah. This was a moment when a lot of fans of the franchise and the show went, oh. It's like, obviously this is before. Yeah. Vortex supplies a lot of tech in this universe. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I don't think there's any post-credit stuff, but I'll have a quick scan ahead. I mean, there is kind of post-credit stuff, like the whole, I don't know what you call it, snippets, to sort of give context to things. Yeah. Old Cooper Howard was the original Vault Boy. It's like God, Mr. Handy. Yeah, like I said, if you've played the games, you would understand why I'm like having these sort of reactions every now and then. Nella Purnell, Aaron Moten, which is the Maximus guy, I think. Yeah, Alton Goggins. Okay, so yeah, quick scan ahead. There doesn't appear to be any other ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just reset that, and I'm going to stop that. Okay, so we're going to have a little couple of minutes break, if that, because I need to top up my drink, stretch my legs and all that. So we'll be back in literally probably only about a couple of minutes, if that. So if you haven't already, grab yourself a drink, maybe some snacks, whatever floats your boat. We'll be back here in a couple. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Took a little bit longer than I was anticipating because I was trying to find and I only just remember that I've got it. I've got a bit of Fallout memorabilia that I wanted to show off. But it was not where I thought it was. I think I've still got it. I mean, I've lost a few things over the years, but fingers crossed. It wasn't in the first place I looked at, so it might be in the second. Right, okay, so we're now on episode 4. Sorry. Ooh, it's getting a bit warm again. Not enough to induce heat nausea like I had last week. But it's just that. Ooh, it's been a really nice, pleasant day all day. So it's just getting to the I'm starting to sweat buckets stage, but not to the whole point where my body's exhausted. But yeah. As I've first recently discovered, the heat nausea that I've been talking about as well, it has the same effect on me as when I have a fever, in terms of my dreams go very, very weird. Now, I can't really sort of go into them, because 90% of them I don't remember when I wake up, but it's that that's that brief moment when you're like, what the flip was that? You know how some people can have like a cheese dream and things like that? It's kind of like that. It's still, lucky enough I didn't have a migraine at the time, because when I get the migraine dreams, as I call them, they become very, very vivid and realistic in terms of like how my brain processes them, to the point where if I have a migraine dream, there is a moment after I wake up when I cannot tell if what I just experienced was a memory or a dream. It is that vivid. It takes like a few, well, no, that didn't happen. It's really freaking vivid. Right, okay, so so your first hot day was a bit rough here, but it's been 30 miles since. Not a typical Scottish summer day. Great. Yes. That's the thing. I mean, I know obviously, being in London as well, it does push the temperature up, but honestly, the weather the last day or two has been hot, warm, but yeah, as we said in chat, kind of mildish. It's just because I've had to close the curtains as well, and I've bits and pieces, and I've turned one of my fans off, so the ambient heat that has built up in here is now going up a little bit. Plus, I'm wearing a slightly thicker t-shirt than I normally do, because the more lighter one's in the wash at the moment. But yeah, it's still, I would much prefer the weather we're having right now to what they were going through in Fallout, like when they're walking through the desert and stuff like that. No thank you, no thank you. Right, so I have some more of my cranberry juice, which is really good stuff for me. I'm not sponsored, by Ocean Spray or anything like that. I just really freaking like cranberry juice. As I found that it actually it helps in my kidneys slightly, not by a huge amount, because water is the good stuff. But if I'm going to have fruit juice, that's the juice I have. Right, so we are now going to be on episode 4, and I think this is a little bit shorter than the previous one. Yeah, it says it's going for 48 minutes, but that includes the credits. And again, I don't think there's going to be any like proper credits, probably post-credit scene as such. I am just scanning ahead just in case, but it does look like it has that little sort of, we call it vignette, the little sort of, I don't know what you call it, like almost like a postcardy type scene at the end, which those are definitely worth watching, because they can give you points towards things and stuff like that without actively saying it. Again, they're like Easter eggs for fans of the franchise, and they're also just nice little things for anybody who doesn't know. But yeah, that's something I again very much appreciate what this show does. You don't need to have played the games to enjoy this, but if you have played the games, it just adds that extra level of excitement. Like, again, I'm going into too much more, because I spotted a almost spoilery thought crossing my brain cell just then, so I'm going to shut up and I'm going to start the next episode. Okay, so same as before, 5-second countdown, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Violence, substance use, foul language, sexual content. Ooh. What, you're going to be showing an angle. That thing is grim. Side quest. Yes. Yeah. Again, yeah, it just makes me want to play the game again. Specifically Fallout 4. Ah, the rad roaches. Roaches the sizes of cats. No, I'm not joking. And the music choice is perfect as well. Like, they could have done, they could have gone, you know, more sort of nasty sounding music or anything like that, but no. But no, they're keeping the retro futuristic 50s vibe too, which is spot on. That doesn't sound good. Mm-hmm. He's running out of the brain juice, basically, which stops him from going like that. So whatever that stuff is stopping him from turning feral, which is one of the reasons why people in this universe do not like ghouls. That's some really good makeup on Roger. honestly, that was an incredibly merciful thing to do. Give him one last happy memory. Bye bye. And I think if I was in his position, I'd. Hmm. He's heard that name. He's heard that name before. Oh, yeah. Now I know IRL. That's probably just some like like gelatin or with some like nougat coating or something. But ugh. That's wow. Damn. That's both grim and hilarious at the same time. Ass jerky. But yeah, from his point of view, I mean, it's very unpleasant, but needs must. So there's such a good title sequence. Something I noticed a few people made the mistake of is thinking that the ghouls are undead. They are not. Um, well, not in the traditional way. They are this universe's version of undead, but they are not undead. It's I can't really go into too much detail because I'll be going on for ages, but it does have the same effect on them, but they are not dead. It's it's, it's complicated, but such harsh language. I can remember when Fallout 4 first came out, they actually brought out a model Pip Boy, and you could put like your smartphone into in, where the display would be, and it would function. If you get the app, it would function like a Pip Boy. It's great. I was this close to getting one. Yeah, he's literally the son of the overseer, so people were going to listen to him. Maybe not in an official capacity. Yeah, that's the. Yeah, she knows something, but as she said, when you've got a clever guy like that and they get angry, they're the ones you got to watch out for. Ah, ass jerky. So I think it was roughly explained as well that um, like each episode takes place roughly over like a couple of days or so, like day and a half. So from her point of view, and obviously bear in mind it's really freaking hot. She's not. She's had a rough week. Yep, that's highly irradiated. Yeah, the basic rule to assume in Fallout is any liquid bodies are radiated. Now, obviously, in game, there are ways you can counteract it. But oh, that's a big crater. Ew, ew. Yeah, he just did what you think he just did. And you remember to the first episode where somebody makes a comment about, oh, her all your fingers, to the lady in the junk shop. Yeah, that was from some foreshadowing. Ah, spam. Yeah, that's an appropriate emote. I've got to say though, and this may be the British side of me, fried spam is really nice. Least favourite form of it. That's yeah, I can appreciate that. It's obviously I know what. Mm, yeah, Like, how she acquired her injury is definitely not my favourite. Stephanie, that's her name. So, yeah, I suppose, like, if you grew up in a vault like that, you wouldn't have that many possessions. So things like shoes, like, would be, so I imagine they probably don't fit. Wow, that is. She's traumatized. She's hormonal from the pregnancy. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yes, the jumper stays on. Oh no! It just cuts to his picture. Whoa! Wow. Yeah, that's her water breaking. Like, dude thought, it's like, alright, you know what? It's a bit, she's being a bit fresh, but you know what? I can help her through a. Oh! Super duper mart. Yes, that's another brand from the Fallout universe as well. God, like, we have like our, Sainsbury's, things like that. Right in the UK, they have super duper mart. Wait for it. Now, a shiny gold star if you can figure out who that was the voice of without checking or googling. Very famous British actor, or at least maybe not famous, but certainly popular. And I almost, sorry, I breathed in. That was my fault. Don't breathe in when you're drinking. Bad idea. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I feel better. Oh dear. Like his ghoul juice is wearing off. Yep, and down he goes. Yeah, it's like the The kids' play area at a supermarket. If you haven't figured it out, that's Matt Berry. Yes, that Matt Berry from the IT crowd and What We Do in the Shadows, and the most excellent game. Thank goodness you're here. I love that joke. It's so stupid, but I love it. Ew. Oh, that looks grim. Now, there is one thing I will say in this scene's defense is that medical technology in the Fallout universe is really good compared to ours. Like ridiculously good. However, it's also very faulty and but things like painkillers, medical supplies, stuff like that, really good. The way he says that, sex slave? No, that's disgusting. But I will take your organs. Matt Berry. So, I mean, I don't know how well known he. I'll start again. I don't know how well known he is outside the UK, but over here he is. Whilst he's not particularly mega famous, he's all the stuff he's been in has always been very well received. Like Toast of London, like I say, the aforementioned, the IT crowd, What We Do in the Shadows, the show, not the film, and games. He's just got a very distinctive way of speaking. Mmm. Gelatin cakes. Those cakes do actually look pretty good. Interesting. Oh, they even get the computer screens right. That's exactly what it looks like in the games as well. The big CRT-like monitors, the green screen thing, the basically text display. What's it called? ASCII. Just, yeah, shield of modesty. I still can't like I say in the first episode when Lucy said to him, like, "We can't do the custom stuff anymore." Oh. Now there's an advantage of being on the smaller frame. He's able to get through sneaky bits like that. Which I think actually in the game that does actually give you benefits to certain things as well. Obviously it gives you penalties, but also gives you benefits. And they call it, it's like a trait or something, where it's like, you get a plus in one thing and negative in another. It's something like that. It's been a while since I played the game. I might be thinking of Fallout 3 as well. But it definitely draws on things from all of the games. Which, and that's the reason why it works, in my opinion. Excuse me. Yeah. That did not happen recently. That definitely didn't happen recently. It looks like someone has been burnt. This is when it starts edging into like borderline horror. Which, I was saying these spoilers, but the way some of the vaults are in the Fallout universe really do give horror vibes. Seriously, the vaults are fudged up. Yeah. Now, all those TVs and electronics, all powered by nuclear technology, fusion power, which is one of the reasons why they work even after hundreds of years. Oh, that's ominous. That is unpleasant. I just realised they have post boxes outside their dormitories, which again makes sense if they're basically an underground town. Something went very, very wrong here. We know the truth. Yeah, something went very, very wrong. Ah, yes, the creepy ads. Yep, those were people in the fridges. And yes, they're ghouls. And she's close to turning. She's doing the whole thing with like Roger was doing. It's Beavis and Butthead. That's not the that's not their actual names, but I cannot think of them apart from anything but Beavis and Butthead. And that's why they call him Snip Snip. Oh, no, it won't. It'll hurt a lot. She's damn lucky that still worked. Oh. That's what I mean, Beavis and Butthead. Oh, Huey and Squirrel are the characters' names. Just seen on the captions. Drain cleaner. So yeah, that's basically what they do all day. They're not nice people. I'm like, no problem, sir. Have a good day. So yeah, imagine that going into your body. That would basically dissolve your internal organs. It's basically an acid. Oh, the ominous music. Feral ghouls. Yeah, this is why people don't like ghouls. So, I mean, I suppose they're almost like the zombies from like 28 Days Later and stuff like that. Which, you know, if you think about it, aren't technically zombies, but they kind of are, sort of thing. She's turning. Oh, she pretty much fully turns, or close to it. This has got to be rough for Lucy. Yeah. And it's one thing to defend yourself against an animal, but to actually, yeah. Yeah, just give me all the medical supplies I can carry. Or maybe get like a little trolley or something, I don't know. Oh, that's unpleasant. Something about it, there's moments when it's like a horror film. Like you know they've done something, but or something has happened, but you don't know what, and you're just seeing dead bodies everywhere. I mean, in many ways, I would say that the Fallout universe is, yeah, it's science fiction, but it also has a smidgen of horror to it. Also, comedy. Like it's got that balance, you know. Deft management. Hmm. I love the fact that all the screens are like that, open from the outside. Rose McLean. Yeah, because all pimp boys. Wow, that, that's a slip there. Pip boys. Yep. So you see, she's now starting to shed her starting gear and put on stuff that she finds interesting, extra armor. The outfit's starting to look a bit funky, but it's functional. Oh, it's like she could so easily end it right now, and he knows it. There we go. There she is. So it's something about character arc and growth. Fantastic. Like, yeah, she's basically completed a tutorial. Or it's the first arc, first act. Yeah, you don't realise how friggin' lucky you are, good boy. Oh, I suppose there's plenty of human jerky there for you. That's it. He's got access to everything he wants now. Because that's the thing, he still has to eat. He still has to drink. It's just he also has to consume vast quantities of let's just call them medical substances. I said it was in episode 2. A whole ocean of dude, just take the box. And the box isn't that big. You could fit like some straps and put it on your backpack or something easily. You know, and if you don't want to carry it with you all the time, you find yourself some place to store it. Oh, there's an interesting hypothesis I've heard. Is that stuff that he's partaking of, the yellow liquid. Now, I don't think this is confirmed, but the general hypothesis is that it's a form of cerebral spinal fluid, which is keeping his brain going, in effect, and stopping him from turning. I think that's true, but it makes sense if because it's got the right sort of colour to it. Yeah, VHS. Well, no, not even VHS. That's Betamax, basically. That's their version of Betamax. No, it would be VHS because no. It's more like an 8-track. Because Betamax was a superior tape compared to VHS. But VHS was a lot cheaper. Like, did you like Fallout? Yes, I did. Yeah, based on the video game series Fallout. So we just gotta be careful it doesn't make you start playing to episode 5. So it's episode 5 and 6 will be next week. Should be back with ESO next week as well. But again, with because there is a small chance we could get another like heat wave here in the UK. So until that period of time is over, I'm going to say that Robco. I'm going to say that the gaming streams should be at the normal stuff, but if it gets particularly hot for both my protection and the gaming rig as well, that provisional I might have to cancel again. But it's simply just because temperatures, overheating. I've only got one computer. I literally cannot afford to replace that computer if it gets broken or anything else like that. So hopefully it won't be a problem, but this is something I have to deal with for the rest of my life. So yeah, shit happens basically. So that's us done for Fallout. I will stop the timer. So yes, next week will be episode 5 and 6, and I won't go into details of what they are for obvious reasons. But episode 5 is called The Past, and episode 6 will be called The Trap. So, barring major incidents or accidents, that will be next week. There is only 8 episodes. Excuse me. So we are. Oh, I do apologise. We are at the halfway point. I'll see. Once we get close to the end of not in a couple of weeks' time, what other stuff might be available, because they're always changing and adding to it. But for now, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to have a shower because I'm sweating buckets. And